Yeah, but check your settings. Oh, fuck me. It's not me, that. It's not me, because mine's fine. I'm not on mute. It was you last week. Headset is sound, you know? Whatever you did last week, where you bent over and you give your microphone some head, yeah, and you click the little button, that's what you need to do again. Hold on, I'll take my headset out just to kind of cover. Say something now. Nope, still you. I can't hear. I can't hear. If you can hear me and I can't hear you, what? Oh, the volume is up, mate. It's maxed. I haven't even got the headset on now, so it's fucking you and your technologically advanced microphones, which are too technologically advanced for your old ass. You need to fucking sort them out, man. Plugging the headphones back in. Nope. Still going deaf. Yeah, we're on max volume.
Can you hear us?
Wait, I'm back now. You're back now. What have you clicked there?
I just changed it to be my computer speakers, so stay with me here.
Can't hear you now. Check if you've got a mute setting on the physical microphone itself.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like great.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, doesn't sound that great though. But probably the microphone from the desktop was all right.
Why is this not working then? We can't start every podcast with me having issues.
Yeah, well, that's the first step to admitting, Chris. You've admitted that it's you having issues and not me this week.
I just don't think...
That audio sounded AIDS, by the way, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it sounded perfect last time.
Yeah, but right now it sounds crap.
What about now?
Hold on.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, it sounds way better now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, it sounds way better.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear us now?
Fuck me, I've said it like 9 times, yes.
I didn't change anything.
Wait, it sounds way better now. As long as you can hear me and I can hear you, this is the way we're going forward, all right?
All right, good. Well, I didn't do anything. I just unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Well, sometimes that's the answer.
It's life, right? Just unplug it and plug it back in. All right. I guess
Unless you're on
podcast,
life support.
That's a life advice right there. If it doesn't work, just unplug it and plug it back in. Especially
unless you're on life support.
No, especially, it probably gives them that electrical bolt and be like, "Oh, I'm alive."
Oh yeah, might be a bit of tingling sensation.
Anyway, welcome back to our podcast. We actually have a name for it. Collaborative effort. I want to say collaborative effort, but Will made it up just in 2 separate times, and it's pretty cool. The Bazooka Brothers presents stories from the Unhinged. I don't like the fact that he's calling me unhinged. I feel like I've turned my life around over the last 10 years, but there was definitely a point where I was unhinged, and Will is still in that point of his life where he's like absolutely mental. So I think it fits us quite well.
I don't know. I think that you say you're not unhinged, and granted you were more unhinged, but I just don't think it's something that ever really leaves you. So
I think it is. I think I'm the model citizen. I provide
model citizen. Fuck.
I am. I'm a big part of my community. I genuinely am a big part of my community.
I'm sure.
I provide a great service. I'm responsible.
Head.
I support my family, and I don't do crazy stuff anymore. Which is why it's called. Which is why it's called Stories from the Unhinged. So I can give a lot of previous stories, I guess. And Will can give you stuff. Yeah, Will can give you stuff he literally did yesterday.
Yeah, I just do the day-to-day life.
Yeah. This is like Will's cheap therapy.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just something I can get off my chest without being arrested for.
Well, be careful. You still can get arrested. This can be used as evidence.
Fuck.
What are we talking about there, Will?
Well, I think we should go down an avenue of starting with maybe cringe topic. So a time where you've been in a situation where you've just you've been like cringing, like you just wish you could just fucking exit the situation?
How am I going to beat last week's story? That's the exact story.
Oh, to be fair, that is a cringe one. Well, fine, right. So maybe we could do like stuff that we did growing up, which were a bit like, you know, on the grey area of the spectrum.
Well, go ahead. Kick us off then.
Well, the first thing was I had in mind for a bit of a cringe thing was, do you remember the film The Fault in Our Stars?
The what?
The Fault in Our Stars. It was
No.
like a John Green book. It was all over like social media, Facebook and that. Everyone was like, it's the saddest film ever. All the white girls and all like the teens at the time, because I was probably about 14, 15 when I seen this film. And
So last year.
but no, so we're in there. It was like meant to be the saddest film. Basically, it's a film about.
Oh, P.S. By the way, in the last podcast, you were like, I went out for the drink and I had 2 double Saver Jerry's, 2 double rubs, and when I watched it back in edit, I was like, you're hard.
I am hard. I'm undefeated MMA fighter. No, but anyways, before what I was saying before I rudely got interrupted was that I went to see this film, right?
I'm El Capitano.
Is El Capitano. You need to lay off the fucking wacky backy, son. So, anyways, before I got interrupted again, was that this film's basically about 2 kids.
Yeah, I've got a joke for you.
Oh, fuck me.
Knock, knock.
Go on then. Who's there?
Knock, knock. Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow. But
That
yeah,
joke.
so
Undefeated
yeah,
that joke.
fucking hell, this is going to be a long day. But
Look
yeah,
how white my
so
looks. Great.
look at how white you look.
I've got
With your
sunglasses.
with your fucking glasses and your fucking Newcastle shirts behind you. Yeah, your hair bun.
Black and white army.
What a knobhead. What a knobhead.
Are you going to get
Are
to
you
the
going to
story?
let us get to the story or what?
You're taking forever.
Right, basically. So this film's about 2 kids that have cancer. They fall in love and then they die. Yeah, right. Yeah, they die. Right. Basically, it's spoiler alert. That's what happens. So I was sat in the cinema with, like, I think my girlfriend at the time.
He's had multiple girlfriends. The last story had a girlfriend.
Yes, I know. Right. But
Every story he
anyways,
tells where he says girlfriend at his time, it's because he either can't remember their name or it's someone different from the last story.
I'm not even
So
gonna argue with
if you're ever going to be Will's future girlfriend, expect like a 2-week relationship and then a story told about you.
That's absolute shit. You basically just cockblocked something I'm working so hard on at the minute. So thanks.
Yeah, whoever he's talking to, run for the hills.
No, I'm going future wifey with this shit at the minute. But if you're gonna let us finish this story, shut up.
Jesus Christ! If I don't know who this girl is, but if you're watching this, run as fast as you can. Do not trust a word that comes out of this little blonde hair's mouth.
They're just jealous. They hate us because they ain't us.
Oh
right.
Gosh.
Anyways,
run, young lady, run.
What I was saying.
Look how embarrassed you've got. You're like, don't talk about your future girlfriend. She probably does watch these podcasts. How?
She does watch these podcasts.
Oh gosh, I feel so sorry for her.
I do. I mean, she's going to find out a lot of shit that's not going to be great.
Yeah. I hope she texts you when like 5 minutes into this and she's like, it's over. Stop. Never talk to me again. Delete my number.
Thanks.
There's a restraining order out against you. You fucking psych.
What the fuck did you do in Poland?
With another girl, the girlfriend at the time.
I was 15, just for reference, right? So 6 years ago.
15 when?
Right?
When
this film came out. This film that I'm trying to fucking tell a story about, which you keep interrupting. That's when I was 15.
Which 15-year-old goes to the cinema to see a film about 2 dying cancer kids when you can go see you can see Transformers or anything like that?
you fucking know, right? If I could have seen Transformers, I would be all over that shit. I fucking love Optimus Prime.
It all makes sense now. Before I moved away, you had like a DVD rack and it was always like The Notebook, Death.
No, The Notebook. Hey, The Notebook's fucking mint, so don't even go there. The Notebook's a class film. Absolute quality. You're insecure with your sexuality if you haven't seen that film.
I've honestly never seen it.
Brilliant film. Ryan Gosling, peak performance. Anyways, before I get interrupted again, these kids...
His girlfriend at the time. You did, didn't you? Oh my God. He's 20-year-old and he's had more than 20 girlfriends. This is a red flag for all future ladies in his life.
Why is this podcast just become like a massive cock block?
I don't know.
Granted,
fine.
I've had
It's a lot of
a few that I wish I avoided. But I mean, in this whole thing, like, I mean, since I probably started seeing that lasses since I was like 15 properly, I've had like 2-3 year relationships.
Nice. 2
Nice.
days, 2 or 3 day relationships. My gosh, I've lived in America.
I've just
for 7
had a
years.
lot of short ones in between.
Wait, I've lived in America for what 7-8 years at this point, and every time I call them to tell them like big news, there's a girlfriend always there. And
You're chatting shit, mate.
It's a different girlfriend every time.
You're chatting shit.
No, listen. This is actually a point. When me and Casey watched some of our old vlogs that we'd made, and like I think the first when we were telling my English family that we were pregnant with our first child, there was a girlfriend in that vlog.
Yeah, I know.
And then
that was a long relationship.
Wait, but then when we called them to tell them that we were pregnant with our second child, there's a different girlfriend in that vlog.
Yeah, but they were both long-term relationships. Like in 8 years, there's not many people that's going to be like sticking with one person for 8 years, right?
No.
At this point in life. Yeah, that's a fair point.
I got married at 23.
Yeah, but how? Right, okay. I could make this really bad for you then. Okay, so how many girls did you have between 15 and 23? That's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. You want to be quiet now? Like
girlfriends or girls?
You tell me.
Girls, I don't know.
I can name a few off the top of my head, but I'm not dropping any names. But I can name a couple.
Girlfriends, like proper ones from like high school. High schools. I mean, from secondary school to not having girlfriends anymore. I'd say probably like 5 real ones. Actual girlfriends where it was a decent time, but then like stuff in between, don't know.
Well, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Don't be making out that I'm the fucking worst in this situation. You were way worse than me.
No.
Yeah, for fucking sure. For sure.
You're always bragging.
Bragging? What the fuck do I brag about?
Can we get to the conclusion of the story? Diet cancer story?
Right, well, anyways, right, so all these people in the cinemas crying, right, absolutely blaring in the cinema, right, and I'm looking around like, I've never really cried at a film before. Closest I got was Marley and Me, so I was like looking around.
Why do you poke you on the eyes?
No, I was like looking around, and I just felt like, I thought it was quite funny. I've never been in this situation. Like, the film wasn't funny, obviously it's really sad, but everyone in the cinema was crying. It's full, packed cinema, and I was like looking around. Girlfriend to the right crying, and everyone else crying, like tears running down the faces, and I was just like, I thought it was a funny situation, so I started like chuckling to myself.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh my god, it was just weird. It was weird being in a cinema full of like 50 people and 49 of them crying, and I'm just there in the middle, like I was bang on in the middle of the cinema. I was literally looking around, seeing everyone, and then I kind of like sniggered to myself, and then the amount of fucking happy looks I got from behind us and around us, and like people turning around. No, obviously the film like lights thing. It's like in Durham cinema. You've seen Durham cinema. It's not very like, far away from the screen, and there's plenty of light off the screen, and everyone was just looking at us like, and I was like, oh god, I was like, I just felt like I wanted to leave the fucking cinema. It was the worst thing ever. It was like such a bad time.
The world needs to swallow you whole.
Yeah, it was like, and then I think
I can't believe you were laughing at 2 children dying from cancer. What is wrong with you?
I've laughed at worse. I'm joking.
Jesus.
No, but I wasn't laughing at that, was I? I was laughing at the fact fucking the whole cinema was crying, and I was just like, what? It's just a weird situation. Like, you ever find yourself in like a situation where you're never going to be faced with that on a day-to-day basis? Like, when have you ever been to cinema and you've seen everyone crying in the cinema? You haven't. No. It's a weird situation.
I mean, the closest I've been where a lot of people crying in the cinema was Endgame.
Oh, so good film.
I was crying.
There was parts I nearly did. Like,
I swear on my children's life, when Iron Man died, I was in tears. Like, they were not like, but like silent tears running down my cheeks, and I was like, what a way to go. Captain America said he would never be the sacrifice player, and he did. He did it, and
made it every time.
I am inevitable. I am Iron Man.
Oh, Don't, man. I literally feel like I want to watch Infinity War and Endgame. Like recently, it's been on my mind quite a lot.
We watched Civil War yesterday because
Civil War's brilliant.
Yeah, because Casey forgot how Spider-Man was introduced to the MCU, so we watched that, and it's a good film.
Hey everyone.
Yeah, everyone. I don't know if you've ever been in a fight before, but there's usually not as much talking.
It was good film. Civil War's very good. I've got like all the comics and that to read of them, to be fair. Go on then. What's your swallow your whole story?
Oh.
That's countless.
No, I've tried to recall. So, I mean, I've definitely had the experiences where I've not wanted to be in the place. Usually, mine aren't like a memorable thing like that. But I put my foot in my mouth, even still, quite a lot. Like, so I'm always around Arizona based on where we're competing, right? A lot of the time, well, we train in Tucson, but majority of the time we play in Phoenix, which is like 2 hours away. And then we play in another place called Casa Grande, which is like an hour away or an hour and a half. So there's always travel if it's local games. Our local games not on the doorstep. They're like up to 2 hours to 3 hours away, you know, when we're playing in the league.
Yeah.
And I try to be as friendly as possible when I'm on the sidelines with the other coaches. It's a small community of the top level coaches here in this state, at least, you know. And so I'm always, I'm Chris, nice to meet you. Good luck with the game. Good luck to your girls. So I'm talking. And then, like, the amount of times over the last however many years where people have come up and gone, hey, what's up, Chris? How are you? And I've, like, not known who they were. And you know when you're, like, in a situation where you're like, oh, they obviously know me, but I don't know who they are. Or I recognize their face.
That.
Yeah, I recognize their face, but for the love of us, I can't remember their name. And my assistant coach, she's got to the point now where she knows where I can't remember somebody's name because I always am like, no, she just stands there, starts laughing because I'm like, oh, all right, mate, how are you? And if it's like mate or buddy or something like that isn't their name, it's because I can't remember. And then which is bad on my behalf, but I'm just not good with names. And then there's a lot of coaches that I've met, and like some of them, obviously I remember because usually it's a bit more banter. If there's a bit of banter between us before the game, like it's easy for me to remember. But if it's just like, but then during the game and after the game, there's a little bit of conversation between the coaches sometimes. And like it's moments like that where I'm shaking their hand and you know where you're just like, I don't know this guy's name or I don't know this woman's name. And like there's a couple times I've looked at my assistant coach and I've been like, what they called? And
help me out, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and then there's, but even worse situations like before the game, I usually go over to the coaches. Like I make it a point, it's the character I want to show to the girls that I'm training. I walk over to the other coach and I shake their hand first before they come to me, and say, oh, I'm Chris, nice to meet you, good luck with the game. And the amount of times where other coaches gone, yeah, no, Chris, we've met, and I'm like, oh my god, like you know when you
fucking weapon.
Yeah, and that
happens all the time at work. Like obviously, Crook's a small place, so everyone knows everyone, but a lot of people know me, like probably of other things. But then like people like from years ago, like I'm pretty sure like some of your friends have been in at some point. You know, all right, Will, and I'm like, oh, fucking hell, I know the face. I'm like, I'm just thinking, who the fuck is this? I haven't seen him in like 10 years. And
I always lead with just mate. All right, mate, how are you?
No, that's what I do. And then as soon as you leave the shop, obviously, like my boss knows like a lot of people's faces, and if they've been like customers for years, he might know them. I go, hey, do you know who the fuck that was? Because it's really bothering us that all these people. It's like on the videos, like some people like on the video on Facebook where there's like me on the page, they'll comment and like they'll have a name, and I don't know who the fuck they are. And they're like, oh, nice something Will or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know who this is. And I'll click on the profile, and I'm like, I don't even know this person.
Because you're a local celebrity, Matt.
It's what it is, isn't it?
Local celebrity. Little
it is what it is.
Social butterfly.
I think I'm a pretty sociable person, to be fair.
Yeah.
Probably what makes us the best salesman in the world.
I'm not a sociable person in real life. Like it's much easier for me to make videos and put them on the internet, like
talking to yourself.
Yeah, and do stuff like this than actually like. Not a nightmare, but like a situation that I don't really like to find myself in is being at a party and just like, say I know one person out of the 10. Not that I go party anymore. I don't mean party. I mean like a conference or like
that's a good topic to go down, though, isn't it? You've had a good house party before, haven't you?
Oh, years ago. Stupid errors. Everybody makes them. But anyway, when I'm in when I'm like in a situation where I know one out of the group, I hate that.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to go anymore. Like there's literally points in my life where I'm invited to something and I only know one person that's going to be there, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather just hang out with that person or go get a coffee with that person than go meet. And usually it's not a social thing anymore. Like if I'm being honest, this is going to sound sad, but I probably don't have friends anymore. Like I mean, I still have friends, but I don't actively.
Sounds so fucking sad, man. Chris is over in America just gossing the fuck out. So I've got no friends.
I don't.
He's not even listening to me in the headphones. He's listening to fucking Hybrid TV.
Yeah. Become so no. No, like I mean, there's obviously
you're already a fucking fake fan.
Oh, I don't know. There's obviously people I'm like friends with. Yeah, I definitely have friends, but I mean, I don't actively hang out with anybody. Like a lot of times, it's in a work or some sort of situation like that where it's social for me. But it's not like today, or if Corona wasn't here, it's not like, oh yeah, let's go hang out. Like that's not what I do. And if
different points of life, isn't it? Especially when you've got your family, and then you've got like, I don't know. I'd be the same. I'd probably want to focus more time on family and like watching my kids grow up and stuff than.
But it's less about that, because I quite happily go out the house and go running, go to the gym, go swimming, go coach and stuff like that. Yes, I want to be around my family. That's a big deal in my life. But it's more the fact like I don't want to hang out with people. Like I just personally, I just don't like it anymore.
Didn't realize I was on fucking Zoom with fucking Edward Cullen.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Oh, I'd have never seen Twilight.
Oh, I have seen Twilight.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Oh, right. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know his name.
This guy claims he watches films. Didn't you have like a movie review thing you were doing at some point?
I've reviewed a few movies, yeah.
I bet you just did like the cult classics that everyone knows and doesn't give a fuck about having a review. Oh, today I'm going to watch Gladiator. No one's seen Gladiator. Oh, no. And tomorrow I'm going to review Avatar.
I did a lot of, I wouldn't say they were reviews. I made like little posts about what I liked about them. But Hell or High Water, if you've not seen that, you should watch that. That's amazing.
You've recommended that before. I've got the DVD, but I haven't watched it.
It's so good. Oh gosh, I'm realized I've recorded the screen, and this little mouse has been on it the whole time. So Hell or High Water. Oh gosh, what's it called? A lot of Joaquin Phoenix's films that I watch. You Were Never Here. No, You Were Never Here. You need to watch that. That thing is.
It's on Netflix. It's on my list.
No, it's on like Amazon or Hulu or something like that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix over here.
It's so good. Like it's slow to begin with, but it's just mental. Like I think that's such a good film. And then there's a Vince Vaughn film, but it's not a comedy. Like it's a really hard film where he like gets involved with drugs and he ends up in prison and stuff like that. Like
I know what that is. It's something like, it's Brawl on Cell Block something.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
And not that that's
I didn't
like
think it was that great.
Well, I'm saying not that that's like the best film in the world, but just to see
definitely not.
But just to see Vince Vaughn in that type of role, that was really interesting to me.
Yeah, I found that like I watched Goon the other day. Have you seen Goon?
Oh, with
the guy out of American Pie, Stifler.
Yeah, I like that film. I've seen them both.
John William Scott. Yeah, well, I was watching the second one yesterday, but I had to go out and do something. So I don't know. I watched that, and I thought it was good to have him in a role that was just not like, it was like just a bit different from being Stifler. Like a lot of his films, he just seems like a Stifler. You know what I mean?
It's still a comedy.
Yeah, no, it's still a comedy, but it's not as if it's the same kind of comedy. Like, he plays someone that's quite a... Yeah, he's fucking huge. It was a good film. I really enjoyed it.
Just on all the steroids, that guy. All the steroids. There was anyway, yesterday when I was watching Civil War, you know where Captain America has like the helicopter in one hand and he's got all the rail in the other?
Yeah.
He's in it. And he's going, Will, Bodie was sat next to us, in case you sat next to him, and I just started screaming at the TV, all the steroids! All the steroids! And he's
Bodie was like, what the fuck is that doing?
Yeah, he's massive in that scene. Like, he's just insane. I wonder how functional he is at that size, though. Like how healthy he actually is. Like, aesthetically, he looks amazing, but I wonder how healthy he really is.
I don't know. I find like, I don't know, it sounds weird, right? But you know, when like I fought, right? Say I probably walk around normally about 150, 155 pounds. But at the time...
When you what?
Like when I fought.
Fought what?
Like in the cage. Like when I was training then. And I was like, in MMA.
The link will be below on YouTube. You tell me if he actually fought.
Ah, fuck you.
Will
No,
got
but-
it. Will won this fight. Go ahead and watch the video and comment below. Did Will win this fight?
Second round TKO. But anyways, when I was like, I dropped a lot of weight in like 2 weeks. Like when I went to train. But yeah, I was fat as fuck. I was like the heaviest I've ever been. I was like 160 pounds my first week of training. 2 weeks in, I was 143. So I lost like 17 pounds or whatever.
In how long?
Like 2 or 3 weeks. So, and that was just off training. I wasn't really doing much extra.
What was all the extra?
At that point?
Were you heavy because of all the beer or eating? Or
I think a bit of both. I was drinking quite a lot, and I was eating like shit, a lot of shit. Like once I started that camp, like I was like eating really good. I was eating healthy.
I think it's a point. Let me continue your story. I want to pull something up and show you the difference that like time can make. You know.
Well, that's it. Like I'm probably sitting like at about a normal weight now, but it's definitely worse for me then. But like, say if I missed a meal now, right, on the morning, I got the weight I'm at now, I wouldn't really like bother us. Wouldn't feel it that much. But then if I missed a meal when I was like 140 pounds, I felt like a fucking zombie. Like I felt like I was kind of snappy. Like I could have been snappy if I you know. And I felt like I was just kind of like, it was an effort to kind of pull my legs around in the morning, without food.
Because you're probably malnutrition and underhydrated.
Yeah, I just think it was just different to what I was used to. Like, this is like a weight I'm kind of comfortable at. And I looked really good at the time. Like, I looked like really good. For me, I did. I didn't look like I was too skinny, which has been a thing before. And I didn't look like I had tits. I looked quite like, I looked all right. You even commented on one of my photos, so don't even go there. You were like, oh, you actually look pretty big. And I was 143 pounds, so I was the lightest I've been, and I look pretty big.
I guess it's easy to look good when you always look fat, right?
Well, of course. When you've always got tits, it's fucking mint. That's the thing. Like, everyone says, like, oh, do you not want to, like, kind of go back to doing that? And obviously it feels mint. And I feel like
You're too old.
I'm too old for what?
To make a run at it.
To make a run at what?
MMA.
I'm not making a run at MMA, obviously.
He's going for all the titles. All the fucking belts.
I want all the fucking belts. I did say last night, right? I did say that. I think I'll probably do it again.
Conor McGregor dick rider, for sure.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. I remember me and you.
I hate how you say this, right? Because I literally.
Me and you got into a debate of how much you love Conor McGregor and how much I want him to get knocked out.
Yeah, against Nate Diaz too. You were saying he was going to get knocked out, and did he get knocked out? No, he didn't. He won.
No, but Conor McGregor didn't win that fight either. He just outpointed him.
Yes, he did.
Just outpointed him.
So he won the fight.
Nate Diaz choked the dog shit out of him in the first fight.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the first fight. This is going off topic here. If there isn't even a fucking topic, but we're going off it. This is not the MMA podcast. But Conor McGregor definitely won that fight. I've watched it back so many times.
Blah, blah, blah.
I watched Bisping versus Henderson 2 last night.
Yeah.
That's a bit of I watched a few fights. I watched Garbrandt and Dillashaw too. I watched a couple of my friends.
Cody Garbrandt's shot.
Huh? Well, the thing is, I watched that, right, and it got me a bit mad because I was like, granted, Cody Garbrandt's fight IQ, I don't think is very high.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Very emotional fighter.
He
just throws fucking haymakers. Yeah.
Just swings and hopes to catch you.
Yeah, swings for the fences. So I don't know. So I obviously he got beat fair and square in a way, but that TJ Dillashaw on performance enhancing drugs, right? Cody Garbrandt wasn't going to be probably a champ for a while if they didn't fight. But in the same sense, right? Look at where he is now in that division, right? Because of them fights, yeah.
But then he went and got knocked out again in the fight
afterwards. By Pedro Munez, yeah. But you've got to think though, isn't it? It's like it's different when you've obviously got a bit of a mental thing when you've just been put out cold two fucking fights.
Yeah, well, it's you can definitely.
And I think it would. And obviously, when you're earning that much, it's a bit of a shit thing. When you're champ, you're going to get paid a lot more, aren't you?
Well, it was definitely
when he's like ranked 8th or 10th or whatever the fuck he is now. He's not going to get paid half as much. No one gives a shit. And I think if it lets it,
think he's fighting Rafael Sunsao next.
He is. It'll be a hard fight for him.
He'll get flattened. Sunsao will just take him down, choke his ass.
But I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I think that it'd be like that. That's kind of fucked his career. TJ Dillashaw being on performance-enhancing drugs.
All right, but how much?
And that's something. And then when that fucker comes back, it doesn't matter how much, right?
I don't think
he was doping. When Dillashaw comes back, I think they should make him start from scrap. He should have to win a ganny few fights to get back to there because it's embarrassing for the sport. So yeah,
they'll throw him.
He's not going to. They'll throw him straight back into the title fight. Cool.
The fight's good. I listened to Dominic Cruz after the fact, and he's saying like, basically, TJ Dillashaw just got himself a 2-year vacation to go heal his shoulders, because he got both of his shoulders worked on. He lost no money for cheating at all. 0 money he lost. He kept all of his championship checks because of it. Like, there was no monetary fine or anything, or if there was, it was minimal. And he went and got both of his shoulders worked on that he's needed done for years, which if he'd remained champion, he wouldn't have been able to get them worked on the way he has. And he's had all this time to improve and get better. He's really given himself a 2-year vacation to get healthy, get better, and be a better fighter when he returns. You know, like, he comes back and he's needed those what was it that he was on? It's like, it helps get more oxygen into your red blood cells. That's what he was on. It begins with
like blood doping.
It begins with E, the drug that he was using. It's what similar to what Lance Armstrong did.
Yeah, it's basically blood doping. It's masking blood doping. I know what you're on about.
Yeah, it just helped him recover better. But as an athlete or skill, like, drugs don't make your skills better. I still think TJ Dillashaw has better skills.
Yes, yeah, of course he does. He's way more rounded fighter. But in the same sense, right? It's like the whole thing of like saying like that kick that John Jones caught Cormier with, right, in the second one. It was always going to land. You've seen the flaw in this game. But when you're on, like, say, PEDs, and you can drill a kick that you would, like, 1,000 times, and a kick that you would have been able to drill 100 times if you weren't on PEDs. You know, your technique's going to be miles better. So that's why I think, like, you can't really.
But it's a misconception that, like, he walked in the ring and he had superhuman strength.
Yeah, he wasn't superhuman strength. It's
just was a better fighter.
Yeah, he's a better fighter, and Cormier knows that. I seen something the other day he said. But it's like that whole thing with.
We might need heads up. We might need to wind this back. This is slowly but surely turning into an
MMA podcast. Yeah, we need to.
Which we're both passionate about, but that's not what. I think people will be like, "What the fuck have I clicked on here?"
For sure. All right, then I'll pull it back with another drunk story then.
Yeah, hit me with you were talking about cringe. Hit me with conclude this podcast here, because I guarantee my kid's going to burst in the door in the next 10 minutes with a cringe.
I'll conclude it with a drunk story from Prague. All right, Prague. This is your go-to. End every podcast with a drunken story from a foreign country. Yeah, well, I mean, we've got to pick it up now. We've been fucking talking about MMA for like the past 20 minutes. But yeah, so I was in Prague with my best friend.
Yes, every time you see me do this. Every time you see me do this, I'm farting, just so you know. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but I'm
so fucking pleased I can't. But yeah, we went out in Prague. We were in a hostel, and we met these Canadian
you
couple.
In a hostel and ended in a hospital.
No. It's quite actually good. So we went to this like 7-story nightclub, right?
What?
And we bumped into these Canadians there. We had obviously been drinking the whole day and sightseeing and whatever. And we went to this nightclub, and it had like Adam and my dad. No, surprisingly not.
Call back.
But no, so we did that, and the nightclub was mint. There was like robots that poured you drinks. Like, you could order drinks, and it was like a cocktail making robot thing. It was fucking mint. Probably a really good cocktail as well. There was like different music on every floor, and
humans' jobs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it took our jobs. But I was really amazed by it. There's like a video of me, like, when I ordered the drink, and then like the camera turns out to me, and I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking mental. It's like something like that.
I wonder if the robots get paid. Do they make tips?
Maybe shaking them booties as well. There was one on the decks. There was like a one that was meant to be on like a deck. So there was like some decks in front of it, and then when the bass dropped, the robot's like arm went like this. It was kind of funny.
So these robots wear provocative clothing to try and make more tips.
was when I got it in my bed.
It's provocative. Right word. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, yeah, it could be. But either way, the drinks were really good. They were
You'll
like,
drink out.
yeah, no, but they were pretty good, and they were really cheap. It was like so good. It was like probably 80 pence for a pint,
Gosh.
and
You should change
it was
your name to
ridiculous.
Will
Will the
Sewell
alcoholic Sewell?
Will connoisseur of alcohol. It sounds a little bit more classy than alcoholic.
Yeah, for sure. I could be like the tipsy bartender. But no, so I went there. We got fucked up. We went on all the floors just to like have a look around. We ended up going out the nightclub to get more cash out like 2 or 3 times. And the drinks are obviously so cheap, so we should have had more than enough. Anyways, we bumped into these Canadians, had a whale of a time with them, and we were kind of like, we couldn't understand what the name was called and stuff.
You
It's
had
just
to
called
whale with
Bronwyn.
them?
No, it's
Oh,
just called
right.
Bronwyn. But Adam was like, he's like, oh, are you called Browning? As in like a machine gun that was on Call of Duty or something. Something's like, is it Browning or something? He was just absolutely fucked. We're in this nightclub. He's been learning German on that Duolingo app or something. And there was a German girl in there, and he said something to her in German. And then she said something back to him, and he was like, oh, I actually don't know German. That was it's just funny. She's like, oh, I actually thought you were German. And so
Does he
basically,
look German?
no,
No.
doesn't. I look more German. I look Aryan as fuck.
No, you don't. You're 5'2".
There was this. I'm just going to ignore that. There was this unit sat down, like proper, like typical, like Eastern European bloke, like an absolute shithouse, massive.
In the Hobbit.
Yeah, nice one. So, and we're just dancing, and Adam spun round, right, and landed on this dude, and I was like, oh fuck. I was like, oh no, this dude was sat down. He spun off the dance floor, like onto this guy's table and onto him. I was like, oh shit. I was like, shit. So I just got in the way, and I was like, oh, he's just a bit of a spacker. Don't mind him. I'm sorry, mate. And then I just kept the pace. And we were out. We were out the whole day, right? And we got back at like 5:30 to the hospital,
Calm down.
right?
He didn't mean it.
I was like, don't kill us.
The negotiator.
Yeah, and it was just a bit of a mad time. Like, my dad rang us at the time, and he was like, because he went back early, he went to a different bar, and he went back at like 10, and he rang us. He was like, there's some fucker in my bed. So he told us that he was going to like fucking, he told him to get out of the bed or he was going to fucking rip his head off or some shit like that. So he did. He went, you're in my bed, and then he was like, oh, sorry, mate. So I don't know what happened, but he wasn't happy. He was still not happy about it now.
He probably got in the bed with him, man. He's telling you that he ripped his head off, but
maybe.
Hey.
But anyways,
I would interrogate him.
Me and Adam stumbled back to this hostel with these Canadians at like 5:30, and the taxi that was taking us to the airport to go to the next country the next day was coming at like 6, and we staggered into the hostel, like just legless. I was crawling up. I was in the bunk bed, right? So I was crawling up the ladders. Don't know how, but I just let go, landed ass onto the floor, nearly went through the fucking floor. And my coccyx was in so much pain, but I was just laughing. And Adam walked in. He like fucking just did like another spin or whatever and just tripped out and landed on this German kid who was just woke up. He's like, what? And I was like, oh, sorry, lad. And,
What's up with
just spinning? I don't know. I don't know if it was spinning. We couldn't say shit. And,
just trying to get in
bed. Well, we got to bed, and everyone was telling us to shut the fuck up. Like, this hostel probably had about 20 people in, and everyone was shouting us to shut up, right? And
I've never been in a hostel ever.
No, that was that whole holiday was the first time I had been.
I can't imagine a worse experience.
Quite good. No, it was all right.
I can't imagine a worse experience like sharing a bedroom with like people I don't know.
It was quite funny. But yeah, so these were all shouting like, oh, will you shut the fuck up and stuff like that. And the German kid obviously wasn't very happy. He was probably like talking about gassing the Jews or some shit. And
Will.
Well, no, it could have been. We don't know.
My God.
And what's it called? So everyone was telling us to shut up, and me, my dad, and Adam were just absolutely creasing in bed laughing.
I might have to edit that out.
No, you don't, man. It's all right. And
My God.
It's all right, man. It's free speech. You've got the parental advisory thing. You know, I'm just livening it up a bit. I'm jazzing it up. We've been talking about MMA. We need to get back in the grey area we're meant to be focusing in.
I don't know if that's jazzing it up or if that's super racist.
It's not racist. It's
Or
just
prejudice.
it's a stereotype.
It's been super prejudice.
But no, so we were in there, and the taxi came the next, in probably half an hour after. Oh my God, I've never felt this bad in my life. And I mean, I've obviously said I felt drunk, but that day was unbelievable. Getting to that airport and stuff like that, I just felt like I wanted to die. Like I was in this taxi. This woman was driving like a fucking maniac, slamming it around corners and stuff. And I was like trying to just close my eyes in the back, just because the room was like the fucking car was spinning to me. And I was like, oh my God, will she just slow the fuck down? Pulled out to a junction, nearly got hit by a car or something, got on the wrong side of the road or something else. Just like, oh my God, just fucking kill us. Just fucking kill us. I'd rather be dead. Got to the airport. All this shit food that we were eating. Like I just got something from like this Costa or some crap. Like a panini. And I literally took a bite out of it and I thought we're going to chunder. I've got photos of me and Adam in that airport, right? And I've never seen anyone look more dead than we did. Like, it was the worst thing ever. And I mean, you've got to imagine we were on it in like Dublin the night before that, and then Prague, and then we went to Gothenburg. Gothenburg was pretty funny. I think that's where we flew to. We went to Hard Rock Cafe, the only place we had a drink, right?
Why?
And it was like, because in Gothenburg, right, if you ever go there, they don't take cash. So we bought like all of our money in cash, and we couldn't spend any of it. There was fuck all open. And we went to a Hard Rock Cafe, and I think we got like 3 meals and 3 milkshakes or some shit for like 120 quid, some crap like that. It was wasn't
Gosh.
great.
No.
But this like typical Swedish lass when we were there. So like a blonde kind of blue eye like Swedish lass.
Is Will knocking out more stereotypes?
No, but it's true. That's literally what it was. You can ask anyone. So she brought my my milkshake over. And she had like the chocolate sauce on her hands, right? This knocked me for 6. This was kind of like a cringe moment. So, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. Do you want to lick it off?"
She didn't.
I swear to God, swear on my life.
Lying little bastard.
You can ask me, Dad, right? Ask anyone. Ask any of them people, right? And I was just like, I was just processing the information because I probably would have, right? But by the time we clicked on, we're all just gobsmacked. We're all just looking at each other like, did that just happen? By the time like we processed, just walked off, and we were just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Honest to God, it's not bullshit.
That didn't happen.
You can ring Steve after this, right? And
it didn't
he'll
happen.
back that up. He can back that up. I don't care what you say. It did happen.
On the next podcast.
You only don't believe it, right? Because shit like that doesn't happen to you because you're an ugly bastard.
On the next podcast, he's coming live on FaceTime to confirm or deny that this happened.
I can do that now. He's just in there. I'll do it now. I'm doing it now.
Well,
Steve,
hurry up because we need to wrap this up because I really need to toilet.
Steve, let us out of here, please. I need you.
They lock Will in a room because they can't stand the sound of his voice.
But isolation chamber.
like shut up.
Right, I've got a back. Right, I need you to back this up. You know when we were in Sweden, right? When we were in the Hard Rock Cafe, and that lass spilt my milkshake, the chocolate sauce, and the fingers. Didn't she say, "Do I want to lick it off?" That blonde Swedish lass.
No, he didn't.
Right, I'll put the microphone there. Hey, Steve, just confirm that.
Yes, you
No, lying.
Yes, she fucking did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
That was a plan.
No.
He had his dad right there to back him up.
I've just woke him up. He's been asleep on the couch.
It's like
see that man's eyes.
It's like you paid him £20 just for that one moment.
It was only £3.
Well, we're gonna have to conclude this podcast because I really need the bathroom.
Oh, there's a fucking surprise. Have you not been? Have you not been?
Yes, I've already had a poo, but I drank a coffee and now I need another one.
Fuck me, I can't wait. Well, I can't wait to be 30. Fuck me, it sounds awful. Can you even get a hard on anymore?
Yes, but can we?
Yes, only just tell me.
I'm telling you, I'm going to this diarrhea. I can feel it coming. I've had me morning.
I mean,
I've had me morning.
You need to put your money where your mouth is. You were talking about it all last time, so let's just fucking see what happens.
I'm not. All right.
Give it 10 minutes. We'll see if it goes up your back.
Let's oh my God. Let's wrap up the podcast with that Will cries at kids that die from cancer. He can't win an MMA fight, and he thinks
Definitely can't.
he thinks every other nation only in stereotypes, and I obviously can't control my bowels. All right, so that's that. Will, let's get it. I'm telling you, it's coming. I'm really struggling for the last 10 minutes. I don't know if you've seen us twitching, but this it's coming, and I can't stop it anymore.
Fuck me, man! What a fucking ball that you are.
Gonna...
Anyways, as per, if you liked it, obviously subscribe or whatever the fuck. No one cares if you do, but if you want to, it's
nobody's watched this far.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we had 30 views yesterday. That's pretty all right. I've had a few all right feedback.
Yeah,
apparently we bounce off each other very well. And I just thought, I was like, it's just how we normally talk.
I don't care. I don't care. I need the toilet.
Yeah, you do. Just keep talking.
I'm going
Chris, how's your day been up to now?
I'm going to stop it if you don't.
Right, just finish it off. Just finish it off. Right, okay. Subscribe if you want. If not, we don't care. We hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry about the MMA thing.
I honestly
Chris
couldn't give a
take
fuck.
a shit.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Go fuck yourselves.